Get the stream back up. I'm just going to log into my Twitch to make sure everything looks good. And then also going to open up the level for the um, the buildings. We have a different level for the cabin, don't we? Cabin 1. So we're going to keep working on cabin 1 today. So let that load. I think we're getting pretty close to the end of cabin 1. Looks like my stream is up. All right, so need to slow down the camera. All right, so we're gonna try to finish this cabin today. Only got probably 30 minutes, but I think we can get a lot done. So what we have is a mostly finished cabin on the outside. There might be a couple things I need to fix, but inside we need to go ahead and put in the wall partition. There's like a door over here. If I go back to lit, you might be able to see it. Yep, so inside there's I think a opening right here where there's a door. So I'm gonna actually select this and I'm gonna go to the component for it. And we're gonna actually duplicate this component and go to where that wall is. Looks like it's a 400 by 300. So we want to duplicate that. We're going to call this cabin door 1 wall. We'll replace this actor with cabin door 1 wall. Oh, we want to actually keep all the same properties, so replace actor with selected. Oops. Replace selected actor with cabin wall. There we go. All right, now we should be able to cut this up. And I want to bring in a door because we already have a set of doors that have been pretty good for us. Um, Health Lodge door is probably what we want. At least for now. It's a really good asset. I like it. We'll go about right there. Maybe to the right. So I think there's some bunk beds right here. Maybe a couch right, or no, some cabinets maybe right there on the left. But okay, now we're going to cut this. So we'll go to our modeling and polycut. And we'll do a rectangle. Let's rotate this by 90. Rectangle up. Just put it here. And we'll bump the height. Go 230 for the height. Perfect. Okay, we'll accept that. And let's just play that, make sure that works. So we got this door, we got this door, and we got this door. So we can walk all the way through. Cool. All right, now let's go ahead and find out a good Oh, looks like I do need to add a little triangle piece here. And I need to do that on both sides. So let's do that before we start adding some of our textures. So we'll do our favorite, which is just create, and we'll create a box. Let's go ahead and put this box there. Let's just bring this down. Put this to like 5. Just put our box right about where we want. And we'll have to do some poly cuts to this, but we got pretty good at that, so should be able to figure it out. So, okay, I think that's pretty spot on. Except that. Do poly cut. No, not our poly cut, but poly group edit. And let's bring these over to select them. You can probably get away with right there. And we'll move these over there. Honestly, we could probably just move these to where we want so that it covers that hole, something like that. Just put it into place. It's all drag. We'll move this sucker to the other side. And then rotate it by 90. I have to move that one down slightly. Looks good. Okay, and I think we need to do the same over here. So I'm going to drag it again. And hopefully I don't have to do much here. Yeah, nice. And then same thing on this side. I think I might be able to just select it by looking through this hole. There we go. And then drag that guy, duplicate over to where we have closure on that side. Sweet. Okay. Now let's start making our material. I believe we had some wood from the Health Lodge that might not be bad. Let's just remind ourselves what the photo looks like. So looks like there's these horizontal slants, or sorry, vertical slants, slats like the wood here. Same with the front. There's like a wood, vertical. Not so sure on these arches. Can't really tell, but then the wood itself, we could probably make some planks. Then we need some shingles on the roof. Let's go to the fab and just see if we can identify some good shingles. Uh, where's the fab? Somewhere here. See it. You don't know why I can't open the fab. Close the fab and then reopen it. Huh. Okay, well the fab is the fab is down here. I see it here. That's weird. Well, found it. So shingles, and we don't want wooden. We want these are what do they call them? Like tar shingles. Hmm. Roof. I don't see any shingles here. Yeah, we might be without some shingles. For some reason, it's only wood shingles that I can find on the fab. So let's go over to Polyhaven, see if we can find some shingles. Search. Search all. You want textures. Shingle. Nope. Roof. Hmm. These are like terracotta, tiles, metal. Probably got some wood ones. Yeah, this is the wood that we used on the Health Lodge. Some reet, corrugated iron, some reed. Definitely not that. Well, might be out of luck on like shingles from the US. We might have to go find a different place for those. um, that's okay. We can always locate those a different time. Let's go ahead and do the outside of the health lodge. Or sorry, of the cabin. We're going to use this health lodge material instance. And we'll call this cabin. Uh, outside. And we'll move that into our building for, I guess we don't really have one, do we? We need a cabin folder. We'll call this Dave's cabin. And then our health lodge. Take our duplicated, move it into Dave's cabin. And then I'm going to make another folder. This is kind of how I'm starting to structure these, where I have a materials and then everything else is outside of the materials. The reason I do this is because there's a lot of files related to the materials. Okay, so I have the material that I just duplicated right here on my other screen. And so I'm going to go ahead and apply this to some of these polys. So that we can start seeing what this actually looks like for real. Okay, just a few more we'll add here. Oh wow. That's because that pattern there is really wild. It's probably because I morphed that triangle from an original square, and it doesn't like that. So uh, I'll just put the same material on here for now, just because it makes it nicer to blend it all. But we'll probably use a different sort of wood plank for these. Oops, not for the ceiling, not for the roof. What? Why does it keep doing that? Let me put this directly on here. It was awkward. All right, we'll do the same thing over here. And we'll also get the ceiling. And then also have a wall in here that I want to add it to. Do both of those walls. Okay, nice. Um, so we'll hold off on the roof for now. But now I want to add some of the planks to um, this patio. And I think in the Elf Lodge we also have another log sort of wall thing. But first let me just make sure this looks good. I can kind of see this vertical pattern going on, which I think is what we want. Um, oh, we still need to make the skirt. Yeah, we need to add a skirt on the bottom that goes a little further down, pretty much all the way around. Yeah, even under the patio. So we'll do that too. I think I want to move everything straight up just so I have a little more room. So I'm going to actually move all of these things and click everything in lighting. I'm also going to undo the click on the floor. That way I can move just these things up and I can add a skirt. So I think for the skirt, we may just elongate this. Oops. Is that what I want to do? Try that. So if I click these, and probably this as well. That might cause a problem because these are, yeah, it's going to cause a problem because these have holes in them. So I'm going to actually deselect these. And we're just going to do the side skirts. So if we elongate this by like that much, and move it down, how does that look? These walls internally need to, I'm going to unlit things so I can see a little bit. These walls still need to be long enough. Probably a little bit more. Oops. Elongate this way. Honestly, it's not that big of a deal just to elongate it as long as we want, because we're going to end up putting this into the ground. So we shouldn't have to worry about how long it is. So if we just over exaggerate, it won't be the end of the world. So we'll do that. As long as we're not sticking up out of the roof. Should be good. I think that looks fine. Cool. I think what I'm gonna do is just duplicate this and rotate it so that I can just place it right here. And I might actually make this a little shorter. And then that'll be my elongated portion of the wall. Like that. And we'll do a alt drag and move those to the front. Right there. And we just double check photo. Yeah, maybe like a few inches further forward in front of the steps there, and then we'll do another alt drag, rotate this sucker 90. Just trying to line it up as best as we can. And we'll alt drag that guy over here so that we have a completely flush wall. There. Nice. Okay, what does it look like lit? Dang, looking good. We'll go top down again, and we'll try to select everything except for our floor and our lighting. And then go back to perspective and move everything down. Like there. Nice. And then let me move these in just slightly so that I don't see them on the outside. See that? I'll probably do the same with this one. Just move it in. This is a little trick I learned on a video I was watching where you can effectively just hide these inside the wall so that they don't stick out, but they also don't cause problems. And realizing that one was just a little bit too small, so don't care about how long this is. I can just move this up. I might want to move it out just to line it up there. There we go. And same with this floor. Move it over. And then move this up. About like that. Okay, cool. Well, all I have left then is for front patio. I'll need to put a material down for those. Um, kind of considering maybe just putting planks down for real on here, which we already have these planks here. I think it'll look a lot better if we do that. So let me just give that a try, because what I'm going to do is put a material on these planks, and I think it's going to make it all come together. Hopefully this is not going to be too difficult. Let's see what we can do. So we have a number of different materials going on here. We have these 2x2s, or 4x4s, and then we have these like 1x4s, which is what I'm handling right now. So I think if we just stick these like right on top, like that, and then basically just duplicate and drag. In fact, if I take this, make it a little bit longer, probably make this look really good. Make that a little bit longer, maybe like right there. And what I'll do is I'll alternate. So then I'll put one right here, move it down, and actually, I might go ahead and shorten this up. I'll go ahead and move it down to where we fill in the rest of this gap. Kind of like flooring in a house. Okay, let me bump the scale out just a tad. Let me get this very precise. And then I'll eventually put a couch on this patio, I think. I remember many nights where I was hanging out with fellow staffers, just chilling on the couch. Um, all right, I'm gonna grab these, drag them over, and then in fact, I'm gonna rotate this by 180, and then move it down. Something like that. Probably don't want it exactly like to the atom close because I want to leave a little bit of gap so it looks a little more authentic. But that's pretty much it. And so now I'm going to select all these. I'm going to drag them over and just do the same thing. And that looks great. And I'll do the same thing. I've accidentally put something else. Oh yeah, I clicked the 4. All right, and then I'll just do this a few more times. Oops. Wrong button. Cool, and then I probably only need like 2 more, so I'm gonna just grab all these. Dang, I keep clicking the wrong button. Transitioning from a different uh, keyboard. All right, cool. Nice, that looks fairly decent. And now we'll go ahead and put the material down. I'm probably gonna just duplicate. Uh, Maybe I'll go to the fab, see if I can find a good material that makes sense. wood plank. Let me just refer to the photo because it's a little bit lighter of a wood. It's not too different. Single wood shelf. No, don't want that. Wood beam. Kind of like that for maybe the support structure, like the beam. But I don't really like these too much. Maybe this. Wooden beach. No. Too light. Wooden floor. That's not bad. Let's try that. I don't know what this will look like, but we'll give it a go. And I'm realizing I probably should have clicked all these or added the material to these before I did this. Because now I have to go and select every single one of them. It's okay. I'm learning little by little. That's my motto. It's like baby steps, really. And I'm glad I staggered these. It's a little easier to see them. Okay. Now let's go find that new material called wood floor. Don't know where it went. Wood. Might be this one. So let's go locate this. That one would work. Let's just pop it down, see what it looks like. Looks like it's going the wrong way. So I might need to edit that. Let's go open up the location. This is in wood floor worn. Let's duplicate it. And it is a material. So let's actually make a material instance. And we're going to call this Dave's Cabin Material Instance. And then looking at the details, I don't see that I can rotate it, which is of course what I want to do. So I might have to build this manually, which I might try to do on the next one of these. I actually might already have a material instance here. Yeah, here it is. So this is an old material instance that I made. This one. So I'm gonna make a brand new material instance with these, a brand new material with these material texture maps, and then I'll make a material instance. But I'm probably going to do that on the next video. I know this was a shorter one, but wanted to get a little more of the content out. So next phase, we'll add the planks to this. We'll actually find some shingles online, and then we'll go and place the furniture in these two rooms with a few lights in here. And then this should be done and ready to place two of them in the real in the real level, in the SPSR level. So, all right. Well, appreciate y'all for joining. I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.